Hey guys, it's Chronofairy and welcome back to another Hypixel Skyblock video. Now in today's video, we're going to be looking at some of the best enchants you can get in Hypixel Skyblock. So this video will be a really in-depth, comprehensive guide as to what enchants you should go for and get in Hypixel Skyblock. So this video will be split into 4 different sections. The first section, I'll be talking about how you guys can set up an enchantment table, like the one that I have over there. And we'll also be talking about the best enchants you should be getting for your tools. So this would be things like your pickaxe, your axe, so on and so forth. And in the second part of the video, we'll be talking about the best enchants for armor. The third part would be the best enchants for your sword. And last but not least, we'll talk about the best enchants for your bow. This video is going to be a bit long, so bear with me guys. You should try to sit through and watch the entire thing because it's really important that you don't make any mistakes when it comes to enchanting. So with that out of the way guys, I'll appreciate it if you drop a like on the video and consider subscribing for more Minecraft and Hypixel Skyblock videos. Now let's get started with how you guys can set up your enchantment table. So basically setting up an enchantment table is really simple. You just want to have like a 1 block gap surrounding your enchantment table, like so, and then you want to have a 2 block high bookshelf, like so. So how you guys get bookshelves, really simple. I'm just going to show you how to get it really quickly. So what you want to do is you want to head into the hub, and there is this merchant that actually sells books, which is over in this direction, in this house over here. So this would be like the easiest way to get books, because that way you don't need to get any leather. You can just buy some books straight up from over here. So once you set up your enchantment table, right, then you're pretty much good to go. And how you can check whether your enchantment table is actually effective or not, right, is that you want to place an item inside. I do have the rogue sword here, so I can test it out here. So once you have your enchantment table all set up like this, right, what you want to do is you want to place your weapon inside here. So as you can see, it's working, because how you know it's effective, right, is that the top level should be level 64. It should not be anything lower than 64. If it's anything lower than 64, it means that you've done something wrong. Maybe you have placed the bookshelves too far away from the enchantment table, or you have placed a torch there which, you know, affects the enchantment process. So basically, as long as you see the highest level of 64, right, that means your setup is correct. So yes. So another thing that I wanted to mention in today's video is that the enchantments we'll be talking about, you can usually get them in 3 different methods. So the first way would be to, of course, buy the enchanted book, you know, for the specific enchantment that you're looking for, right, from the auction house. Second method would be to unlock it through the collection, because some enchantment books are actually unlocked through the collection. Like for example, if you look at Fortune, I believe it comes under the gold collection. Yeah, so if you want a Fortune 2 enchanted book, right, you can only get it from the gold collection or the auction house. And the last method of how you guys can get enchanted books, this will be things like sharpness, right? You can get it through the merchant, the same merchant where you buy books from. He does sell some enchanted books as well. So guys, let's talk about the best enchants you can get, starting with your diamond pickaxe. This is your most valuable, one of the most valuable items that you will have, and you'll get really early on in Hypixel Skyblock. Now you don't want to be spending anything less than 64 levels on this pickaxe. Now why is that so? Because I know 64 levels seems like a lot, especially if you are like a beginner and you're just starting out in Hypixel Skyblock. You might think, okay, maybe I should just go for a lower level enchant. Well, you'll be wrong. You want to save up 64 levels and straight away enchant your diamond pickaxe, you know, your unenchanted diamond pickaxe, right? You straight away want to enchant it with a level 64 enchant, because you guys want to reroll, basically want to place your weapon, your pickaxe in the enchantment table until you get efficiency 5 at level 64 here. Now once it suggests that you can get efficiency 5 at level 64, you want to click that and go for that. Now why is that so? Because efficiency 5, it helps a lot. You don't want anything less than efficiency 5. Efficiency 4 and below is not good, because most of your time in Hypixel Skyblock you'll be spent mining. So this would take up a lot of time already. So you want to have the highest level of efficiency, and that is of course efficiency level 5. Now usually if you go for a level 64 enchant with efficiency 5, you would also get Fortune 3. So basically the enchants you should be looking for are the enchants that I have right here on my diamond pickaxe. So efficiency 5, because you're going to be doing a lot of mining, so therefore it's really important. Fortune 3, because it helps you gain more resources quickly. Like let's say you are working towards hardened diamond armor, which in order to do that, you need to like get 10,000 diamonds, right? So Fortune 3 would help increase the speed at which you get diamonds and any other resource that you are mining. Another important enchant, right, is actually the Smelting Touch 1. Now this automatically smelts items that you break into their smelted form. So this is really useful, and it's actually one of the best enchants you should get, and you should definitely have it on your pickaxe because you won't need to use the furnace. Like for example, if you're using like a regular diamond pickaxe with efficiency 5 and fortune 3, but it doesn't have Smelting Touch, right? Let's say you go and mine like some gold ore, for example, or some coal. You'll just be getting the ore version of that, and you actually have to waste time and coal smelting it in the furnace here. So just get Smelting Touch, it'll make your life a lot easier. Okay, so basically how you get Smelting Touch is really simple. It comes under the coal collection at here over at 100 coal. Once you have mined 100 coal, you unlock the enchanted book for Smelting Touch. And yeah, this is how you craft it, really simple. Block of coal is made up by more coal. So you definitely want to have Smelting Touch, really important enchantment for your diamond pickaxe. And the last important enchant, right, is Telekinesis 1. Now this is one of the new enchantments that they added in one of the recent updates. Basically why you should have this is because when you're mining in the deep caverns, there'll be a lot of people mining around you as well. So you don't want the stuff that you have mined to go into their inventory, right? So just have Telekinesis 1, you know, you'll have a peace of mind because all the items that you have mined, right, will just go straight into your inventory. And it's really nice to have, and it's really easy to get as well. So just get Telekinesis 1, Smelting Touch 1. These are the really two important ones, and of course Efficiency 5 and Fortune 3 as well, because it will make your life a lot smoother. So those are the enchants you should be looking at for your diamond pickaxe. Now let's talk about your axe, okay? So another thing that you'll be doing a lot in Hypixel Skyblock is that you might be working towards your foraging collection. So this is basically all the different types of wood that you can get, which of course you need an axe for, right? So I have an axe here. Let me find my jungle axe. Yeah, I have my jungle axe over here. Now, if you guys haven't already seen the video that I made on the jungle axe, you should definitely check it out on my channel because the jungle axe is really, really good for chopping down wood. Because with one swing, you can chop down multiple pieces of wood at the same time. Now, the enchantments that you want to have are preferably if you have a lot of levels and you're willing to invest in an axe, right? You will go for efficiency 5, don't go for efficiency 2 like I have here. It's just cause I wanted to save on some levels. But again, if you know you're going to be doing a lot of foraging, right, then you definitely want to get efficiency 5 to save some time there. And of course, Telekinesis 1 is again really important because you don't want other people picking up the wood or the logs that you have chopped down. So that's why for Jungle Axe, really, you only need these two enchants. You don't need any other enchants. Efficiency 5 and Telekinesis 1, and you're pretty much set. Now, as for the other tools, right, like shovels and all that, you won't be using them a lot in Hypixel Skyblock. At most, you'll just be using the shovel on your private island. So it doesn't really matter that much. I think just Efficiency 5 and that's pretty much it. Yeah, that will do. So that covers the first part of this video, which is the enchants that you should get for your tools. So now we'll be moving on to what are the best enchants you should get for your armor. Now, the first set of armor that you'll be getting is your regular diamond armor, and you might ask, should I go ahead and enchant that? And my answer to that is no. Don't waste your time because you just want to get the lapis armor straight away. Don't waste your levels and experience enchanting the diamond armor because you won't be using it much. You'll be using the lapis armor a lot in the early stages of Hypixel Skyblock and even to the mid game. So you definitely want to get all the pieces of your lapis armor enchanted. Now, what are the best enchants you should be looking for? It's again really simple. For each piece of armor, you want to dedicate 64 levels to it. Now, this will obviously take quite a bit of time to grind because you need 64 levels for every single piece. But what you should be looking for is that when you cycle through the enchantments, right, in the enchantment table, you want to make sure that over here at the level 64 enchant, right, you want it to be growth 5. Nothing else but growth 5. If it says growth 4, don't waste your levels on it. Again, you want to go for level 64 growth 5 enchantment. Now, why is that so? Growth 5 is the best enchant you can get for any armor. Now, usually when you spend 64 levels on growth 5, right, in the enchantment table, you also get Thorns 3, which is again amazing enchant for your armor because the creatures or the mobs that are going to be attacking you, they're going to deal a lot of damage. So if you can rebound some of the damage, they usually die pretty quickly. So that's why you want growth 5, because you want more health, because if you have very little health, you would die pretty quickly. So aside from just growth 5 and thorns 3, you guys also want to have protection 5 as well. Now you can see I have protection 4 here, that's because I made a mistake, but you know, you guys want to have protection 5 in the best case scenario. Yeah, so growth 5, protection 5 and thorns 3, those would be the best enchants for your armor. So now we'll be moving on to the best enchants you can get for your sword. Now this is where it gets really interesting, but first, let me just turn off the rain here. Where's my weather stick? There we go. Let's just turn off the rain because it's annoying. Like that. Okay, so basically the best enchants for your sword. Now this is where it gets interesting, as I've said earlier, because there are a lot of new enchants that are added to Hypixel Skyblock that aren't available in vanilla Minecraft. Now I'm just going to read through some here. I'll put the full list of new enchants that are added for swords in the description down below, so that you guys can take a look at it for yourself. Now there are enchants like Cleave 5, which does what it says. It cleaves, so it deals part of your damage to other monsters within the target area. So it's sort of like an AoE effect in that sense. Then there's things like Ender Slayer 5, which increases the damage done to Endermen and Ender dragons and all of that. But you know, there's so many enchants, right? I'm gonna help you sieve through which ones are the best and which ones you should be having on your sword. So chances are you'll probably be starting off with an undead sword, but this rule also applies to stronger swords that you get. For example, you can see that I'm using the zombie sword, right? So it doesn't matter which sword you're using, you just want to have these enchants. They are usually the same. So the first most important enchant that you should have on any sword, you know, this is an unbroken rule, you should definitely have it on any sword, right? It's First Strike 4. Now, why should you get First Strike 4? Because it increases the damage done to mobs on your first hit. It basically doubles it, if I'm not mistaken. So instead of dealing 30 damage, you're dealing 60 damage. So that's why you should have First Strike. It's just a nice little boost, and you want to kill everything in one hit anyway, right? So First Strike 4 helps you get that, you know, OP God Sword damage, so such that you can kill everything in one hit. So that's why First Strike 4 is really, really important. It's in fact more important than Sharpness 5 even, I would say. So get First Strike 4 first. Then you want to look at other things like, say, Sharpness 5, which is, again, you know, of course good. You know, that exists in vanilla Minecraft. Sharpness 5 is not bad. So you have to decide between Sharpness 5 and Smite 5, because you can't have both. Yeah, in a perfect world, I'd like to have both on my sword, but sadly you can't. So you have to decide between Sharpness 5 and Smite 5. Again, it just depends what you're going for. If you know you're going to be killing a lot of zombies, you know, or you know you're going to be killing a lot of skeletons, then you want to go for Smite 5. Otherwise, if you just want a general good sword, then you want to go for Sharpness 5, because it's better as an all-around enchantment. Okay, so now let's talk about some enchants that are not the best for your sword. Now, I actually have one here that isn't good on my zombie sword, and sadly there's nothing I can do about it because I did the enchantment through a level 64 enchant on the enchantment table. Now, here's a tip for you guys. When you guys are enchanting a really expensive sword, like one that you can't just craft another, like for example my undead sword, right? If I make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. I can just always go and buy another one from the merchant, right? But for my zombie sword, I can't just do that because it's really, really expensive to craft one. So I can't just get another one. So therefore, you actually don't want to use the enchantment table. So for top tier swords like, you know, the zombie sword, Aspect of the End, or let's say the pigman sword, you guys definitely don't want to ruin your enchants by, you know, placing it in the enchantment table, because there is a chance that you will get an enchantment that you do not like. So what you want to do instead is that you want to add enchantments to it using the anvil. That's a better and much safer way. That way you can control what enchantments are being applied on your weapon. Now, one of the not so good enchants that you can get on a sword is Knockback 2. Now, this is definitely one that you do not want to get on your sword. Now, why is this so? Because Knockback isn't useful at all in Hypixel Skyblock. Firstly, everything dies in one hit anyway. I mean, yes, they might introduce some new mobs in the future, but for now, mostly everything dies in one hit. So Knockback 2 is just a bit annoying, honestly, because when you kill a mob, it dies further away than where it's supposed to die. So therefore, you know, the stuff that it drops are actually further away, so you need to walk a bit to go and collect it. So it's really just not a good enchantment to have. Yeah. So First Strike 4 is by far the best. Then you want to follow it with Sharpness 5 or Smite 5, depending on what you're going for. Then another enchantment that you can look at is actually Looting 3, because it increases the drops from mobs, which again helps towards your collection. So looting 3 is another enchantment that you can look at. Now there's some other enchantments here, as you can see on my sword, like Vampirism 5. Now this is actually really good. Basically, what Vampirism does is that it heals a small percentage of your missing health on a kill. Now, again, if you're in the deep caverns, you're killing zombies left and right, you know, each time the zombie attacks you, you lose some health, right? So Vampirism just helps you gain some of that health back each time you kill an enemy. So that's why Vampirism 5 is really good. Lifesteal, I guess, is pretty good as well. Again, depends on which one you're looking at. Lifesteal is, it heals you for percentage of the damage that you do to mobs. So Lifesteal can be a pretty good enchant as well. Now there's other enchants here that are also quite good. For example, Giant Killer 5, which I don't actually have for my sword, but it's one that I recommend that you get as well. Screenshot of the Giant Killer 5 on screen right now, so you guys can read it. But basically what Giant Killer 5, what it means, right, is that when the target has more health than you, you'll be dealing even more damage to it. Now this is good because chances are the mob that you're killing does indeed have more health than you. So that's why Giant Killer 5 comes into play. And I assume that this is really good for, you know, mobs that they'll be adding in the future, which have even more health and are even stronger than the ones in the deep caverns. So that's why Giant Killer 5 is actually a pretty good enchant that you can consider getting. Now these are some optional enchants that you can get. For example, Experience 3, you know, if you guys really care about experience a lot, you want to get Experience 3 because it grants a chance where mobs can actually drop double experience, which again helps a lot because there's nothing bad about experience, of course. So another ability that I want to talk about is Thunderlord 5. What it does is that it strikes a monster with thunder for every 3 consecutive hits. So again, sounds really good on paper, but the problem is you'll be killing everything in mostly one hit. So the Thunderlord ability won't even come into play, and that's why it's an ability that is not really good as of now, but you know, it might be good later on when they add harder mobs that don't actually die in one hit. That way the Thunderlord ability can actually take effect. So to recap the best enchants that you should have on your sword, you want to get First Strike 4, you want to get Sharpness 5 or Smite 5, you can choose one or the other. You want to get Looting 3 for sure. You want to get Vampirism or maybe Lifesteal, depending on which one you prefer. And last but not least, you can choose to either get stuff like Cubism or Ender Slayer. Again, depends what you're going for. If you're going to be killing a lot of Magma Cubes because you want to get that sweet Magma armor, right? Then you want to get Cubism 5 in that case. Yeah, so it depends what you're going for. But these enchantments that I mentioned are generally the best enchants that you should have on your sword. Okay, so thanks for sticking with me throughout this video so far. But now we're on to the final part, which is bows. What are the best enchants you should be getting for your bows? Now, they have added a lot of new enchantments that aren't in vanilla Minecraft when it comes to bows. So these would be things like Aiming 5. Now, what is Aiming 5? It's actually a really important enchant that you should get on your bow. As you can see, I have a Hurricane bow and it does not have Aiming 5 right now. I'm working towards getting that. But basically what Aiming 5 does, right, is that it causes arrows to home in towards enemies when they are within a certain amount of blocks. So this is really good because it's like a homing bow, essentially. You know, it makes your arrows home in on the target. So that's why you should definitely get Aiming 5 if you can. Another important enchant is of course Power 5. You know, that goes without saying. It's the same in vanilla Minecraft, right? Infinite Quiver 5 is actually really good also because you don't have unlimited arrows in Hypixel Skyblock. You actually either have to craft arrows or buy them from the shop. So arrows they are a valuable resource. So if you have Infinite Quiver 5, it helps you to save some arrows. So yeah, Infinite Quiver 5, Power 5, Aiming 5. Another thing that you want to get is of course Telekinesis. Now why is this really useful? Like Telekinesis is not really necessary on a sword in my opinion. I mean, you can go ahead and get it. It's not a bad enchant for sure. But it's more necessary on a bow because you'll be shooting the mobs from afar, right? So they'll be dying from a very far distance. So you want the drops that they have, you want the mob drops, right, to go straight into your inventory. You don't want to like have to travel all the way there just to collect the mob drops. So that way, Telekinesis is actually really, really good on a bow since it is a ranged weapon. So yeah, these are enchants that I have pretty good on the Hurricane bow. Now Punch 2 is not that great. It's the equivalent of Knockback 2 on a sword, but Punch 2 isn't as bad as Knockback 2 on a sword if you ask me, because Punch, right, which is basically once again the bow is a ranged weapon, right? So you are knocking back the enemies further, which isn't a bad thing because you don't want the enemy to come closer and hit you. So for a bow, punch 2 actually isn't that bad. Yeah. Again, it's not one of the enchants that I will go for, definitely. But if you have it on a bow, it's actually quite okay. There are many better enchants, like I said, Power 5, Homing 5, Power 5, Aiming 5, Infinite Quiver. These are all the better enchants that you should be looking for. Some of the new enchants that they have for bows include Snipe 3. So Snipe 3, it basically does more damage for every certain amount of blocks traveled. So this is really good if, once again, you are sniping enemies from afar. But if you are shooting them at relatively close distances, then not really that good of an enchant. Piercing, now, this one is really good, and I think you should definitely get it. Basically what it does is that it makes your arrows travel through enemies. Let's say you are shooting a zombie that's lined up with another zombie. So both will actually take damage. I mean, the first zombie will probably die. So extra targets take a certain percentage of the damage. So let's say you have 2 zombies lined up, okay? You shoot the first zombie, it'll kill the first zombie, but the arrow will travel and hit the second zombie as well. And it may not die because it only deals a certain percentage of damage. But again, it's really a nice ability to have. So to recap, what you should be looking at for a bow, right, is you want to get Power 5, Telekinesis 1, Infinite Quiver 5, Piercing, and probably Aiming. These are the more important ones. Yeah. And also you guys can get Cubism 5 on a bow as well. So again, if you're farming a lot of magma slimes or just regular slimes, you can try to get Cubism 5 on a bow. Not a bad enchant for sure. So that is pretty much it. You know, we've covered all the enchantments, from the enchants you should have for your tools, your bow, your sword, your axe, you know, everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this complete enchantment guide in Hypixel Skyblock. And if you guys have found this guide useful, be sure to drop a like on the video. Consider subscribing because, you know, I put in a ton of effort into this guide, and I would really appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel because I put out a lot of Hypixel Skyblock guides and videos like this. If you guys are interested, I have a link in the video description down below, which will take you to a playlist where you guys can check out all the Hypixel Skyblock guides and videos that I've done so far. And also, if you guys want a full list of the new enchants in Hypixel Skyblock, like enchants that aren't actually in vanilla Minecraft but are in Hypixel Skyblock, for example, things like First Strike, right, which aren't in vanilla Minecraft, you guys can check the link in the description as well. I have a full list of the enchantments there, so you guys can read what each enchant does in detail for yourself. Just check out the video description down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys have found this guide useful, and I'll see you guys in the next video.